If you keep starting and stopping on social media, here's something I want you to hear before we get into anything. You are not the problem. The reason you keep starting over on social media has nothing to do with your discipline, your motivation, or whether or not you're cut out for this. It has everything to do with the fact that you've been handed a system that wasn't built for how you actually work. And every time that system breaks down, you're quietly collecting evidence that the problem is you, when it never was. That stops today. I'm Autumn, a social media strategist, and this channel is built for coaches, consultants, or service providers who are done letting social media take up all of their time and are ready to turn it into a system that actually is built for their real life and gets them real clients. So here's what we're gonna get into. The real reason consistency keeps breaking down, why most of the advice out there is making it harder, not easier, and a simple 3-part content system that I've been using in my business for the last 5+ years that only takes me 2 hours a week. Let me guess, every time you fall off your posting schedule, it usually comes with some stories like, I'm not cut out for this is too hard, this takes too much time. If that sounds familiar, I completely understand where you're at because I was there too. But here's the thing, those stories are a lie and they can do a lot of damage. The real reason you keep starting over on social media is not a motivation problem, it's a system problem. Motivation gets you started, but the system keeps you going. Those are two totally different things. Think about it, you don't forget to check your email or send invoices to your clients. It's because you've built a system and a structure to keep those things on track. Social media never got that structure, it just got pressure. What happens is the ideas come when you can't act on them, or the time opens up for you to work on them, but the ideas are gone. And the whole thing stays in a circular holding pattern forever. No wonder it's exhausting. You're not bad at staying consistent on social media. You just haven't found the right structure that works with your brain instead of against it. Which brings up a question that no one ever actually asks themselves. Not how do I post more, but something more useful than that. The advice you've probably heard a lot is to post every single day, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that advice is wrong and it's not meant for solopreneurs or small business owners, and I'll tell you why. Oftentimes, when you post every single day and you're a small brand, your content ends up competing against itself. Your post from Tuesday gets buried by the time you post on Wednesday, and you're not giving your content enough time to breathe. And more importantly, posting every single day is hard to do and difficult to sustain. You're a human being running a business by yourself. You're not a machine. The goal here is not frequency, it's sustainability. Because a post you never publish doesn't help anybody. Being consistent doesn't mean posting every single day. It means finding the rhythm that you can sustain over a long period of time. If you're posting once a week for 6 months, that's gonna do a lot better than posting 5 times one week, once the other week, and then going silent for a month. So here's your permission slip to stop doing what all the gurus are telling you to do and start doing things that work within your own style. Platform paralysis is real, and it's not a personal failure. It's just a sign that you've been using someone else's system and trying to make it fit for your business. Before we get into the actual system, I wanna make sure you have something in your hands you can actually use today. It's called the Social Media Quit List, and it's a list of 5 things that you're doing on social media that feel productive, but aren't getting you any results. It's also gonna help you build a simple weekly rhythm so you can stay consistent on social media. The link is in the description, so you can go grab that now. Now I'm gonna tell you something here that you might not believe. Even though I'm a social media manager, when I first started out in my business, I was just like you. My posting was all over the place. I'd post once one week, 5 times the next week, and then go silent for weeks on end. It was embarrassing. My online presence looked like someone who didn't even know she was in business and wasn't taking it seriously, which definitely wasn't true. I was trying, I just didn't have a system that I could sustain. I'd have ideas, but by the time I sat down to actually flesh them out, I'd completely forget about them, so I was often just staring at a blank screen. And that's when I realized the fix wasn't to just try harder. It was to do the work differently. Here's the simple 3-day system that I've been using for over 5 years, and it's kept me consistent ever since. It takes me less than 2 hours a week, and I get 4 social media posts. Day 1 is for ideas only. I just jot down the 4 ideas I have for posts and a quick outline of what I want to talk about. That's it. It takes me about 15 minutes. Then day 2 is where I do the heavy lifting. I'll record the videos, I will write the captions, and then map out any carousels or graphics I have planned. I try to do this on a day where I don't have a lot of meetings, so I can give myself the space to record videos and feel camera ready. This part takes me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how many videos I have planned. And it's only that long because I'm posting 4 to 5 times a week. And then day 3 is I polish. I create the graphics or the carousels, I edit the videos together and put any finishing touches on the captions, and I schedule it out and ready to go. This part takes me probably half an hour. So that's 3 days, about 2 hours, and I have 4 to 5 social media posts ready to go. The reason this works is because you're not trying to do everything all at once. You don't have to come up with the ideas, be camera ready, edit everything all in one shot. Splitting it up gives you time to breathe, which makes it feel easier. Doing it this way also kind of gives you a buffer and make sure you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. If your day gets derailed because of life or business and you don't have time to map out the ideas, you still have time to catch up on day 2 or 3. But here's what most people skip when they set up a system like this, and skipping it actually sends them back to square one. The most common mistake I see when people learn other systems is they try to make it work exactly the way that they were taught, and when it doesn't work, they throw out the entire thing. But here's what I want you to know. You're allowed to adapt. You're allowed to take pieces of one person's and something from someone else and make it work for you. Some people's brains light up on Monday, and that's when they're in a creative flow. Other people, Wednesday seems to be the perfect day for them because they've had time to work on other things. The key is to build it around your week and how you naturally show up. But there is one non-negotiable here, and that is to actually block out the time. Don't just set it as an intention. Don't just write it down. Block it out on your calendar so that you actually make sure you're taking the time to work on your social media content. Social media will always lose to whatever crisis is going on in our life if we don't have the time scheduled in our calendar. And you can start smaller than you think. You don't have to start at 4 posts a week. Just start with 1. Think about it like building a fitness routine. When you first go to the gym, you're not going in and working out for 2 hours straight. You start with 10 minutes. You sustain that for a few weeks and then you move up to 20 and so on. Creating a consistent social media schedule is the exact same thing. Start with just posting once a week, build that habit, get in the routine, and then add more on top of that. The goal is not to start big. The goal is to still be going a year from now. So what does all of this look like when it's actually working? And more importantly, what does it actually start producing for your business? When you stop trying to keep up and start building something that fits you, your entire relationship with social media changes. It stops being the thing that's chasing you and starts quietly becoming the thing that's working for you. You don't need to be on every single platform. You don't need to be posting every single day, and you don't need to have this figured out yesterday. You just need a system that fits your life, a schedule that you can protect, and the willingness to start small. Because here's the thing, showing up in small, sustainable ways for 12 months will always beat a sprint that burns you out in 3 weeks. The clients you want are out there, and they are looking for someone just like you. They just need to be able to find you, and they can't find you if you're not showing up. If any of this resonated, then go and grab the social media quit list, because it'll take what you learned here and turn it into something you can actually start doing right away. Now that you know why your system keeps breaking down, the next thing you need is a simple content system to help you stay consistent when you're running a business alone. Click the video on the screen and I'll show you how to do that right now.